For those of you that haven't seen some of the previous videos, I have been diving into the old F-250 Ford. I have been able to consistently address the issues with this truck, but they all seem to be a little bit ghosty. I thought I was right there, ready to take it out on the road for a road test, got everything put back together, and lo and behold, out of the blue, I had this engine knock. I just got pissed. I mean, I got really mad. My first reaction is, screw it. I just want to walk away from it. I don't want to touch it again. I don't want to look at it. With all the issues I've been running into lately, what I thought I'd address today, kind of a life lesson from the garage. Don't let your emotions get the best of you. In the garage, like life, sometimes emotions just aren't that big a deal. We have the truck. It's this inanimate object. It is what it is. The engine has the problems that it has. It's not like I'm even in a relationship with a person. There's nothing to hash out. So how much my emotions matter are exactly zero. Sometimes you bust a knuckle, sometimes you break a part or a tool. You get emotional, you get angry. There's nothing wrong with that, except that if it sets you back, if it makes you throw your hands up and walk away like I'm not gonna touch this thing for a couple weeks, or every time you look at it, it makes you angry again, that's not helping anything. Really, the problems, the truck, the broken tool, they don't care about your emotions. So the only thing that's going to solve the problem is jumping back in, methodically, mechanically, and intellectually tackling the problem. Or sometimes emotions just aren't relevant. Similar to the truck, when diving into the Bobber, I had issues with that, things that I had to just methodically figure out. I eventually get the bike to a point where I'm riding it pretty much every weekend. It's running great. And I list it. The day comes, I have a buyer I've been talking with. He loves the bike, comes over with cash, and I roll it out, start it up for him, and lo and behold, the O-ring, I guess, cracked, whatever, and started leaking. Right after that, one of the bowl seals, the gaskets on one of the bowls, started leaking as well. While he's here and we're running it and he's about to take it out for a spin, I told him, hey, I just don't feel good about sending you off with a bike that's got issues, and I turned him loose. All right, I've tweaked the float about 20 times. Did a rough sync on the carbs. Everything looks to be good. It idled well for a little bit. So we're gonna take it out on the road, see how it feels. So obviously I've got to sync the carbs or tune them a little bit more. I've got to choke it to death to keep it running. So sometimes the answer's right in front of your face. Often the answer's right in front of your face. You just got to get a new set of eyes on things. So I'm out here messing with the tabs on my carbs on the floats, and my wife just asked, maybe are those floats possibly upside down? And they were.
This is not the way he planned this day.
Turns out, wasn't as bad as I thought. The fuel filter was just clogged. So I back flushed it, hooked it back up, and it took right off again. What really paid off in the end, it's all ready to go now. And I reached that end goal, is perseverance, tackling the problem, keep scratching away at it. Of course, I got emotional at times, but consistently eliminating, the checklist and figuring out what the issues were mentally is what actually got me to the finish point. So undoubtedly, whenever you're dealing with anything in your life, how do you deal with those things? They do make you angry, but because you're so frustrated, you end up making things worse. What I typically do is walk away. It isn't to go and indulge my emotional issues. It's to separate myself so I can remove myself from that emotional moment. I can go clear my head, emotionally detach, and then not too far in the future, hopefully return with a clear head, unattached, and mentally attack the issue that's in front of me. So one of the main reasons I started the channel was so that I could commit myself. Even if I had 1 or 2 viewers, it was an obligation to help me to push forward and keep making progress and reaching my goals. And it helps me to avoid getting too emotionally bogged down, so that every time I look outside or look in the garage at the things that I have to do, I don't remember the thing that pissed me off last week and go, ugh, I'm frustrated with this thing. I just don't want to dive into it. It keeps me moving forward. I have this commitment to myself, to my viewers, so that I can keep making progress. Because in the end, my emotional feelings about this particular little moment is not what's important, but my overall goal. So in life, like the shop, you're gonna run into a lot of setbacks, things that knock your feet out from under you, that are unexpected, even your own failures that'll bog you down, and you'll get wrapped up and caught up in your emotions over the situation. The long-term answer to those is not to stay wrapped up in that turmoil that happens here, but when you can clear your head, tackle it with a logical approach, that is going to long-term get you through it. You're gonna find, I think, especially in our day and age, a lot of people are gonna tell you, oh, flesh out what you're feeling, spend so much time, diving into what is bothering you. And sure, we have to do that. We have to take inventory all the time. But when you're tackling real life problems, you've got to pay bills. You've got to take care of a family if you have one. You got to take care of a relationship that you have. Those things aren't going to get solved by us running away, hiding away in a room, and trying to sort out how we're feeling about everything all the time. And going to our feelings cave and figuring those things out is not going to help us get through those things any faster. In fact, I think a lot of times for me, it just slows me down. I know in life there are real issues. I have some real serious emotional issues in my own life. But I guess the point is you're gonna run into those things over and over again. In fact, just speaking from my own personal experience, I have at times allowed my emotional state, worry, fear, whatever, get in the way of me reaching the things that I want to accomplish. And I look back and time went by. I spent the time worrying about it. I spent the time dealing with my internal garbage, and I got no closer to my goals. So I guess to put a fine point on it, of course, there's lots of points of views on this issue. Just realize that emotions can get in the way of us reaching our goals. And really the key is to know that in your head, know that you can push past them. They'll address themselves in time, and they'll still be there. You're going to address them, but don't let that slow you down from accomplishing your goals and the things that you want to do in your life. It is fire season here in Southern Cal. It is hot today and I'm burning up in the garage. So I'm gonna cut this one right now. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your support. Be sure to like and subscribe. And again, make sure you get it done. Don't let yourself get bogged down in your emotions and your personal issues. Keep reaching for your goals. I'll see you in the next one.